It's not just about political parties, red or blue. It's about the silence on an issue that affects over 70 million Americans, an issue that Congress hasn't seriously addressed in over half a century. What am I talking about? Social Security. Now, it wouldn't bother me so much if Republicans hadn't put forward any proposals, as frustrating as that is. But what's truly disheartening, what should concern every single American, is that they're outright denying even a hearing on Social Security reform. No proposals. No discussions. No debates. Just silence. But one voice broke through that silence in Congress, and that voice was Representative John Larson. What he said shocked many. He didn't just raise concerns. He presented facts. Uncomfortable truths. So stay with us through this entire video, because I'll be showing you the full clip from the House floor where he made his powerful case. You don't want to miss that. And while that video is incredibly important, we're also going to discuss something that's flying under the radar, the so-called bonus for Social Security recipients buried in the recent budget bill. Spoiler alert, it's not a tax removal as many had hoped. But it does carry implications for millions of Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients across the country. I'll break it all down in detail, every clause, every condition, every impact. But before we dive in, I just ask a small favor. It only takes 2 seconds, hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who need to hear this information. Alright, let's begin. Yes, you heard correctly, there is a proposed bonus in the latest budget bill. And yes, it affects Social Security recipients. But let's be clear, this is not the sweeping tax elimination promised on the campaign trail. Let's rewind a bit. Former President Donald J. Trump, both while in office and on the campaign trail, repeatedly promised to eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits. The idea was bold. Retirees would no longer have to pay federal taxes on the benefits they earned after decades of hard work and payroll contributions. Now, fast forward to today, a budget bill backed by President Trump and currently being considered in the House contains language about that so-called bonus. But rather than a blanket removal of taxes, what we're looking at here is a tax deduction, and a relatively modest one at that. Here are the facts. Under this proposal, seniors aged 65 and older would be eligible for a $4,000 tax deduction. This deduction applies whether they take the standard deduction or itemize their return. But, and this is crucial, this is not a tax credit. It won't reduce your tax bill dollar for dollar. Instead, it simply reduces your taxable income, and only up to a point. There are income restrictions too. If you earn more than $75,000 a year individually, or more than $150,000 as a married couple, your deduction decreases significantly. So for millions of low to moderate income seniors, the deduction may not amount to much at all. According to Howard Gleckman of the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center, a retiree with an annual income of $50,000 would see their tax burden drop by around $500. Helpful? Yes. Life-changing? Not even close. And remember, many Social Security recipients don't pay taxes on their benefits to begin with, especially if Social Security is their only source of income. So for them, this bonus changes absolutely nothing. Let's go back to what John Larson said on the House floor. His words deserve more attention. He pointed out that Congress hasn't meaningfully addressed Social Security reform in over 50 years, that's more than half a century of inaction. He laid it out plainly. More than 5 million Americans are receiving Social Security checks that put them below the poverty level. Imagine that. After paying into the system for decades, these seniors, our parents, grandparents, neighbors, are receiving benefits that don't even cover the cost of living. Worse still, 35 million Americans rely on Social Security as their only source of retirement income. No pensions. No 401(k)s. No savings to fall back on. Just a monthly check that barely keeps up with inflation, if at all. And while billions of dollars flow to foreign aid, corporate subsidies, and defense spending, our own seniors struggle to pay for rent, food, and medication. John Larson wasn't just pointing fingers, he was offering solutions. He applauded House Leader Hakeem Jeffries for putting forward a plan, a real legislative proposal that aims to increase Social Security benefits across the board. This plan, which Larson also co-sponsors, calls for an across-the-board increase in benefits for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients. Not just token tax deductions or bonuses, but real increases in the monthly checks that millions of Americans rely on. If you support this proposal, if you believe Social Security needs not just protection, but expansion, let your voice be heard. Write in the comments below. I support Social Security increase. Remember, silence is the enemy of progress. If we don't speak up, nothing will change. Let's talk about the timeline and what you can expect moving forward. If passed, this bonus tax deduction could become part of the next budget cycle. But don't expect a $4,000 check to arrive in your mailbox. That's not how this works. This is not a stimulus. It's not a refund. It's a deduction, and one that only applies when you file your taxes. Moreover, it's crucial to understand this deduction only helps those who already owe taxes on Social Security. For the majority of recipients, especially those below the income threshold, it will do very little. So, is it better than nothing? Arguably yes. But is it the sweeping tax relief Trump once promised? Absolutely not. And even if this deduction does make it into law, it doesn't fix the core issues, the long-term solvency of Social Security, the insufficiency of current benefits, and the inaction of Congress on meaningful reform. There's more to come. In future videos, we'll break down other important proposals, ones that actually aim to raise benefits, protect the trust fund, and adjust cost-of-living formulas so they reflect the real expenses seniors face. I've also written a special ebook packed with practical tips, strategies, and lesser-known options that can help you boost your Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits. If you're looking to maximize your income, this guide can really help. You'll find the link in the description of this video. Before we close, a quick reminder, if you're not receiving notifications from this channel, make sure you're subscribed. Click that bell icon and select All from the drop-down menu so you never miss an update. We bring you accurate, timely information about Social Security, government benefits, stimulus developments, and more, every single day. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We read every one of them, and we do our best to respond and provide clarity. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to be heard. And you deserve better from those elected to serve you. We're here to make sure that happens. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again very soon.